You've been told your duck needs a pond, a full pond, maybe even a small lake. And if you don't have one, you've probably already talked yourself out of keeping ducks altogether. But what if that's completely wrong? What if the single thing standing between you and raising healthy, happy ducks is something that fits in your backyard or even on your balcony? Here's what almost nobody in the duck keeping world will tell you up front. Ducks don't need a pond. They never did. And the people who figured this out early, they're raising ducks in apartments, small yards, tiny urban homesteads, and their ducks are thriving. But there's one thing they all got right, one specific detail that makes or breaks the whole setup. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is by the end of this video. Because if you miss it, your duck will pay for it with its health. Stay with me. Every single year, thousands of people give up on the idea of keeping ducks before they even start. Not because they don't want to, but because they think space is the problem. They see videos of beautiful farm ponds, wide open land, ducks splashing around in picture-perfect water, and they assume that's the minimum requirement. It's not. That image isn't a necessity, it's just an aesthetic. And confusing the two has kept a lot of people from something genuinely rewarding. The truth is, ducks are far more adaptable than chickens in many ways. They're resilient, low maintenance once you understand them, and actually thrive in smaller setups, as long as you nail the basics. So what are the basics? That's exactly what we're breaking down right now. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people assume ducks need a pond because ducks swim, right? That's their thing. That's what they do in nature. And yes, in the wild, ducks use water bodies for foraging, predator escape, temperature regulation, and mating. But here's the thing. You're not recreating the wild. You're providing what a domesticated duck actually needs to stay healthy. And those are two very different lists. Domestic ducks, the kind most people keep, pecans, Rouen, runners, khakis, they don't need to swim laps. They don't need depth. They don't need current or surface area. What they need is access to water in a way that lets them do one very specific thing. And that one thing? We'll get to it. But first, let's talk about what happens when people set up water for their ducks the wrong way. Because this is where most beginners quietly destroy their ducks' health without even knowing it. Here's a scenario you've probably seen online. Someone sets up a kiddie pool for their ducks. The ducks love it. Splashing, diving, dunking, everyone's happy. Cute content, lots of views. Then a few weeks in, the duck starts having eye issues. Discharge, crusty feathers around the face, respiratory problems, vet bills. What went wrong? Here's what most people don't understand about duck biology. Ducks are constant foragers. They eat, they drink, they dip their bills. They forage in dirt, in mud, in feed. Sometimes all within the same 30-second window. And during all of that, debris accumulates. Feed particles, dust, mud. It gets into their nostrils. It gets into their eyes, their tear ducts, their nasal passages. They get clogged. In nature, a duck handles this constantly by submerging its entire head in water. Not swimming, not paddling, just dunking. Fully. Bill to the back of the skull, underwater, flushing everything out. That's the behavior. That's the biological need. Now here's where the setup mistake comes in. If your water container isn't deep enough for a full head dunk, your duck can't do that. It can splash, it can play, it looks fine, but it's slowly building up debris in exactly the places it shouldn't. And that leads directly to infections. Eye infections, sinus infections, chronic respiratory issues. The container isn't the problem. The depth is. So what's the number? You need water deep enough that your duck can fully submerge its head, bill, eyes, nostrils, all the way under with some room to move. For most breeds, that's roughly 6 to 8 inches of water depth minimum. Some larger breeds need closer to 10. The container itself doesn't matter. It can be a rubber livestock tub, a large plastic storage bin, a simple galvanized trough. A 5-gallon bucket works for smaller ducks. The shape doesn't matter. The brand doesn't matter. Fancy doesn't matter. Depth matters. Access matters. That's it. And here's something that surprises most people when they first hear it. A duck will choose a deep bucket over a shallow kiddie pool every single time if given the option. Not because it prefers the bucket aesthetically, because instinct is pushing it toward the thing that actually serves its biological function. When you see a duck repeatedly dunking its head, that's not play. That's maintenance. That's self-care at the most basic biological level. Now, there's something else people get wrong about water setups. Something that seems minor but has a real impact on your duck's comfort, especially in smaller spaces. Here's a small detail with a big payoff. Water and feed need to be close together, not because ducks are lazy, though they are a little, but because the entire cycle of dunking and flushing their airways is triggered by eating. A duck eats. Debris accumulates. Duck immediately needs to dunk. If the water is too far away, the duck either ignores the urge or has to travel while its airways are already irritated. Keep them within a few feet of each other, ideally right next to each other. This also has a secondary benefit for small space setups. It keeps your duck's activity contained to one area, which makes cleanup dramatically easier. Speaking of cleanup, yes, ducks make a mess around their water. That's unavoidable. But in a small space setup, you can manage this with smart placement. Put the water station on a surface that drains well or that you can rinse easily. Gravel, pavers, or a simple wooden platform with drainage gaps all work well. The mess isn't a reason to avoid ducks in small spaces. It's just a variable you plan for. Let's make this concrete. A single duck or a pair of ducks can comfortably live in a space as small as a large backyard, even a generous patio setup. You need shelter, bedding, feed, and one deep water container. That's the foundation. Runner ducks and khaki Campbells are particularly well suited for smaller spaces. Because they're more upright, more active foragers, and less dependent on the swimming behavior that larger, heavier breeds like Pekins engage in more heavily. Welsh Harlequins are another excellent option. Calm, adaptable, and great layers. But here's the breed most people completely overlook. And honestly, it might be the single best argument against the pond myth that exists in nature: the Muscovy duck. Most people picture the Muscovy as just a big, ugly duck with a red face. But biologically, it's in a completely different category from every other domestic duck on this list. Here's why that matters. Every other duck breed, runners, Pekins, khakis, harlequins, they all belong to the mallard family. Their biology evolved around water. Their preening glands, their feather structure, their behavioral instincts, all of it was shaped by thousands of years of living near ponds, rivers, and wetlands. The Muscovy? It's not a mallard descendant at all. It's a completely separate species, and its biology reflects that. Muscovies have significantly weaker preen glands compared to mallard-derived breeds, which means their feathers don't repel water the same way. Which means extended time in deep water doesn't just fail to benefit them, it can actually stress them out. Their body isn't built for it the way a Pekins is. What the Muscovy is built for: the ground, foraging, hunting insects, patrolling your yard for flies, beetles, mosquito larvae. They're extraordinary pest controllers in a way no other domestic duck comes close to matching. And their water needs? A deep container for head dunking. That's it. Same rule as everyone else. But with a Muscovy, the pond isn't just unnecessary. For extended periods, it's actually counterproductive. A breed that evolved to not need the water. That's the exception that proves every rule we've been talking about in this video. The common thread across all successful small space setups: everyone who's doing it right is obsessing over the water depth, not the water size. That's the variable that matters. Let me tie the biology together, because once you understand why this works, you'll never second-guess your setup again. A duck's eyes don't self-clean the way mammal eyes do. They don't produce the same kind of flushing tears. They rely almost entirely on external water to keep their eyes clear, their tear ducts open, and their nasal passages free from irritation. When that flushing doesn't happen regularly, multiple times a day ideally, debris sits. Bacteria grows in it. What starts as mild eye cloudiness becomes conjunctivitis. What starts as a slightly runny bill becomes a sinus infection. These aren't dramatic, sudden illnesses. They creep in slowly. And by the time most owners notice something is wrong, the infection has had days or even weeks to develop. The deep water container prevents all of it. Not because it's magic, because it enables the one biological behavior that keeps the duck's sensory organs clean. Think of it as a built-in health maintenance system. Your duck knows how to use it. Your only job is to make it available. So back to the question we started with. Does your duck need a pond? No, it never did. What your duck needs, the actual non-negotiable, is a container of water deep enough to fully submerge its head. 6 to 8 inches minimum. Clean, accessible, placed near its feed. That's it. That's the whole thing the pond was ever doing that actually mattered. Every gallon beyond that is aesthetics. Nice if you have the space, completely unnecessary if you don't. The people raising healthy, thriving ducks in small urban yards, on patios, in compact homesteads, they all figured this out. They stopped thinking about what a duck looks like in nature and started thinking about what a duck biologically requires in a domestic setup. Those are different questions, and the second one has a much simpler answer. Now I'm genuinely curious. You just found out that one specific breed of duck evolved to actively avoid deep water, that its biology works against the thing everyone assumes all ducks need. So here's my question. Does that change which breed you'd pick or which breed you already have? Drop it below. Because I have a feeling a lot of people are about to reconsider their setup entirely.